Hi, everybody. I'm Louis Amistoy with the Press Enterprise and HS Game Time Live, and we're joined by Matt Calkins. You've got the duty of the Sunkist League.
I would call it an honor.
An honor.
But all right.
Okay. Well, the honor of this is this league is filled with some interesting teams and some interesting parity and some interesting storylines. What did you find out in your preview?
Well, interesting parity. I'm not sure if there's that much parity. There are pretty much two teams at the top right here.
Right.
Fontana Kaiser has won this league for the last 9 seasons. They've only lost in league play one time, and that was to Harupa Valley in 2007. Right. So they are firmly established as the team to beat. But Summit does pose a little bit of a threat to them this year. And the thing is, we always say that this is going to be a year that Kaiser finally loses. So we're not stupid enough to actually make the prediction that they're going to be knocked off. But Summit possesses one of the most dynamic backfields in all of the Inland Empire, with Devon Blackman, the star quarterback, just a very versatile player, probably play a receiver in college. And you got Montego Alford there as red running back, who's drawing comparisons from his running back coach, who played in the NFL to Barry Sanders. They're saying this guy can change direction like that. So, and given the time they've put in the weight room and the strength they've gained and the size they've gained, this could be that Summit knocks off Kaiser. But until that actually happens, we can't say it's going to be the
Summit
case.
plays a very difficult schedule, and they have a lot of confidence going into this after beating Citrus Hill last year and knocking them out. I mean, their winning streak as well.
I'm going to be honest, I don't remember the exact number of games that Citrus Hill had won going into that. 38, something like that, and they were supposed to cruise. They might not have three-peated that year. People were thinking they might not three-peat because they lost a little talent, but they were going to cruise with their first couple of rounds, and the Summit did knock them off. So we know they're capable of big things, and the thing that exposed them was their lack of size and strength, which they put significant effort into improving this year.
Let's go break these teams down. Let's talk about Kaiser first. Phil Zelaya back again. They were 9-4 last year. What do you think about these guys?
Well, 9-4 last year. They got to the Eastern Division semifinals before getting trounced by Palm Springs, who went on to win the whole thing. But they returned a lot of players, and Zelaya's whole deal was, the advantage to this team is that we bring a lot of guys back. The disadvantage is that we bring a lot of guys back who think they might already have this in the bag, and that's a problem. Sometimes you can get a little ahead of yourself. But they got David Bedrin, the quarterback, who won 9 games for them. Last year they got Desmond Carter and Devontae Manning at safety. They also got Dennis Taylor, who's a great linebacker. And this is a team that's always prided itself on defense and playing smash mouth football and being disciplined, and that discipline that Dick Bruick instilled in them is really carried over to this next team. And hence, until someone knocks them off, I mean, there's been talk with some coaches like, why is this team still in the Sunkist League? Yeah, they don't blow teams out, but no one can get past them on defense. They're more dominant than meets the eye, and this year doesn't seem to be any different.
All right, now Summit, they were 6-6 last year, lost to Palm Springs in the quarters in the Eastern Division last year, 33-26. So they have a little bit of that confidence as well coming back.
They do, and it's dangerous to compare. Well, I lost to this team by this many. We beat this team by that many, because it never really serves as an accurate prognosticator. But they were within 7 points of knocking off Palm Springs. They have that dynamic backfield. Montego Alford ready to have a breakout season. He's one of those guys that's kind of flying under the radar. Wants to play both football and basketball in college, and this is the year that a lot of people think he's going to be recognized. But they also have Devon Blackman, as we've mentioned. He needs no introduction, getting recruited by Alabama, UCLA, USC, all those guys. But they also have Gary Dixon and Paul Ibarra at offensive line, big guys creating big holes, and Brandon Lalonde at linebacker, Jamal Williams at free safety. Just lots of talent. There's not really a weak link at Summit this year, which could be dangerous for Kaiser.
All right, Norte Vista had a great record last year, 11-2, 4-1 in the league. Also went to the semifinals.
Norte Vista semifinals, 11-2, second place in that league. But guess what? That Norte Vista team no longer exists. They graduated more players than anybody in the Sunkist League last year. So Ken Batorf, very aware that this team is not a championship caliber team in terms of making a CIF run. Or if they are, he's not talking himself up like that. This is a rebuilding year for this team. So much turnover from last year. They're still bringing back some players. They got Ruiz, who amassed, I think, 30 touchdowns last year at running back. There's Sean Watts at quarterback. But the defense right now, so inexperienced that they're really playing for third place. And they should be able to do that, I think. But even Ken Batorf aware that, hey, listen, it's going to be between Summit and Kaiser for first, but we're hoping to secure that last playoff spot.
All right, moving on to the other teams in the league, we have Riverside Patriot. They were 4-6. They got Scott Pern in his first season there. after being at North. What do you
Yeah.
expect for them?
Yeah, well, Scott Pern, new to this league. He was over at Riverside North, had some struggles over there. People, high expectations over at Riverside North, and might have been a little displeased with what he did there. But this is a whole new regime he's got there over at Patriots. So it's not really a knock against his coaching style, just maybe a different fit over here. And he likes what he sees so far.
Right.
Are they a favorite to get third place and make the playoffs? No, but he's got some talent. He's got Jose Vizcarra coming back at wide receiver, and that's the quote-unquote big play guy for this team. And you talk to guys like Ken Batorf or Phil Zelaya or Tony Burrell, and they're saying Patriot could be one of those teams to upset a couple people. Don't sleep on them, especially when you got quarterback like Junior Vallejo, Jalen Crutchfield at fullback for that squad. And the only problem is that at the beginning of the year they are going to be out or without DeMar Sowell, who's their running back, who blew out his knee earlier over the summer and is not going to be back until late September. So that can get him off on the wrong foot.
All right, Bloomington, what do we expect from them?
Bloomington, Tom Connor, their coach, they haven't made the playoffs for a couple years, and they've got that rich tradition back from when Ken Batorf was over there. But could be a team to play a spoiler for that third playoff spot. Are they going to get in the playoffs? Probably not. But another one of those teams that you don't want to sleep on, and their strength lies in their line. They got guys like Chris Lavender, Daniel Argulis. You got Freddie Flores coming back. Tom Connor said in the 3 years that he's been there, he's never had a line this strong. And if you're strong up front, you're going to be tough to stop on offense. So that's what they got going for them. Do they have the skill guys and enough of a complete team to make a dent? Probably not, but on the right day, they could knock somebody off.
And finally, Harupa Valley, 0-10, had their struggles quite a bit.
Harupa Valley ranked 73rd out of 75 teams last year at the end of the season, didn't notch a win, and this was a squad that 3 years ago knocked off Kaiser. They're the only team in 9 years to beat Kaiser in league play, but with the opening of schools like Roosevelt just sucking so much talent away, it's really hard to build a team out there because the culture is lacking. And they're bringing back so many juniors this year that you really have to think of it as that traditional rebuilding year.
Right.
You got Marty Mercado coming back. He's their quarterback. Sergio Camacho at linebacker. Alex Beam also at linebacker. So a strong linebacking core, but such a young team that you have to think, well, they may put some points on the board, and they're not going to get blown out every game. Probably not a team that's going to make any kind of a run.
And this is basically we went through. This is the order that we expect them to finish right now.
Yeah,
so
it
Kaiser 1, Summit 2, Norte Vista 3,
Yep.
Patriot 4, Bloomington 5, and Harupa.
And I would say there's a pretty major gap between 2 and 3 right now. I mean, things could happen. You never know. It's high school football. You got to play the games, as they say. But the gap between 1 and 2 not nearly as wide as it is between 2 and 3.
So even though Fontana has had some struggles in football still is alive and well, and in the city of Fontana with.
It is.
Kaiser,
Well, at least in the Sunkist League it
Right.
is. I mean, is this team going to knock off Centennial or Rev or something like that? Probably not. But there's still a big culture there, and in the Sunkist League, the championship definitely goes through Fontana.
All right, very good. Matt Hawkins here talking about Sunkist League football. We'll have more on HS Game Time Live, Southwestern League later on as well.